Let's start with this. Location card. So there's a bunch of like new. This is a new card type. It is not a spell, so anything that like counts for a spell or something, it does not activate. Like it's not a spell for that purpose. It can't be countered and like all that stuff. Let's start with this since I mentioned that. So this is the priest one. Give a minion +2/+1 and draw a card. This is mega strong. This is super powerful. Like, you draw 3 cards, and like the turn you play minions, you can buff them immediately. You could already have a minion the turn you play this. You can still play, like, okay, camera is covering, okay, we can move it to the side. You can play Shadow Priest. This is not a non-shadow spell. That's really good Shadow Priest card. Shadow Priest is not a strong deck right now, but it might get a lot better with this. And if there's some other cards that also synergize with that, just all around, this looks really solid. You do need to have minions in your deck, and but this should work with Nagas, for example. Like, you can get extra draw and like keep yourself fueled up. It's a +6/+3 and draw 3 cards over the 3 turns. Is there any like rush minions? Yeah, sure. This could work with like Blade Master too. So you could play this on turn 3, and then you play a Blade Master on 4, and then you like buff the Blade Master immediately, so it becomes 3 attack. You also draw a card. That's pretty bog. Trigger a friendly minion's death rattle. This is a Druid card. This does not fit in any existing archetypes. There are some cards that like synergize with death rattle in Druid, but this one is a little hard to like evaluate right now. I don't know if death rattle Druid, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think death rattle Druid is gonna be a thing, but it could be. Like, if there's other strong death rattle cards for Druid. So this could become interesting. Right now, this card is a bombed Druid. Oh my god. Why is everything bombed deck? I mean, yeah, but that's not really... Like, it would be a lot of other death rolls too. But based on what we've seen so far, this would not be a good card. But there might be more. So this might be a good card when we see more cards. Nightcloak Sanctum. So they apparently buffed this last second. It used to be like 3 mana, 2 durability. This card is very good. Freeze a minion, summon a 2/2 Volatile Skeleton. So there we have the Volatile Skeleton. It's a 2 mana 2/2 with Death Rattle deal 2. I think this is super strong. Like, just being able to freeze 3 times. Like, you can always freeze your opponent's best minion. It's very powerful. You can think of it as a little bit like the Shaman card, you know? Like, which spawns like over 3 turns. You get like a Wild Boar Cavern. You get the 4 mana, make 3 4s. So this is a 3 mana, but you make 2/2s with Death Rattle. Sure, like, there has to be a minion to freeze, so you can't probably like use it if your opponent doesn't have any minions. But I think this is very powerful. You get 6/6 worth of stats for 3 mana. It's good for like control decks. I don't know if it could be good for like faster decks too, but I think this will go in like every mage control deck. It will help a lot with like surviving to Blizzard and stuff. Like, if you're playing like control deck, it also works with big mage, right? Because this is not a spell. Because big mage like kind of wants like, it's like a spell like effect in the freezing. I think this is gonna be mega powerful. I think this is very good. Most of these are like really good that we've seen. Like, the hedge mage is still like, we're still like waiting to see more death rattle synergy cards. If that's gonna be the Druid theme for the new expansion. But yeah, so here it is. Volatile Skeleton. Death rattle, he'll do damage to a random enemy. So these guys work with the Kel Tussar, which is the new mage legendary. Resurrect all your Volatile Skeletons. Any that can't fit, explode. So they deal their battle cry. So you get like a board full of 2/2s, and then like if you had 20 Volatile Skeletons die, then like it happens twice. Maybe you can get a coin from like, I don't know, like the Mailbox Dancer, and then you can go brand Kel Tussar and OTK or something. Seems really janky, but who knows, like... Yeah, I mean, if you have enough frozen, like, if you have enough of those, this can definitely work. Like, I don't think you... If you're playing almost like any, I think just Nightcloak Sanctums might not be enough, but if you play a bunch of, like, other stuff too, just playing this, just even if it doesn't, like, OTK, if you just get, like, 5 skeletons, like, that's pretty decent. Like, 8 mana, 6/8 is not bad at all. But I don't think it's as good as like Nightcloak Sanctum. We'll see how. Maybe I'm overestimating this card, but it seems super strong. Okay, Frozen Touch. Deal 3 damage. Infuse. Add a Frozen Touch to your hand. Okay, so this is a 2 mana deal 3. And if 3 minions, this is the new mechanic, Infuse. So if 3 minions died on your side, if 3 of your minions died, this will be infused, and then like you get to cast it again later. So it's like, it could be like unlimited card if you just wait with like minions dying. I think this is a pretty cool card. It goes well with like if you're trying to do like the quest. If I'm playing the quest mage, because it's like a frost spell, you can cast it multiple times if you have some minions that die. It's also if you go once you complete the quest, right? You have the extra spell power, so this can help you like both complete the quest and deal damage with after the quest is done. I don't know if a quest mage is like gonna be strong, but I like this. It's like a frostbolt that doesn't freeze, but you can instead get copies. It's the type of card that I enjoy. It's like a value card. But you can also just trade it 1-for-1 by killing something. Alright. Cold Case, more good frost spells. Summon 2 skeletons, gain 4 armor. I really like that it gains the armor, otherwise it would not be very good. It's pretty sweet. Like, it doesn't go in the big mage, of course. It's because the cost is 4, but you get like 4 worth of stats and then you get Death Rattle. Probably not worth playing without Kel'Thuzad, but I expect Kel'Thuzad to be like included in a lot of the decks. Nothing too crazy. I think that's it's not like the craziest card out here, but I think it's definitely gonna be a good card in a Kel'Thuzad deck. Deathborn, deal 2 damage to all minions. Summon a 2/2 volatile for each killed. Okay, so that's an AoE. This one is gonna be hard to use. It seems really insufficient to deal 2 damage for 6 mana. Like, I get that you get the volatile skeletons, but when it costs 6 mana, like it can be really hard to like set it up in a way where it actually gets killed. So maybe you only kill half and then you die to the remaining units. Or if you can like get it to less mana cost, or you can play it with spell power, that'd be nice. But like if you want to play it with spell power, you need to have spell power minions survive a turn, or you need to have more mana than 6. My first instinct is that this is kind of a weak card, but if you find a way to like cheat it for less mana, or like something, like it could work. Maybe there's something like some of our own minions we can kill with this, because this hits your minions too. I guess ideally you would like have volatile skeletons on your side, and then you like kill your own volatile skeletons with it. Because they are perfect 2/2. So then you get the death rattle from your existing skeletons, and then you get like more value for KT. So it's like have skeletons, kill skeletons, make new skeletons. So then it becomes like 6 mana, like deal damage. So yeah, I guess that's the synergy. Yeah, that's mostly it. So you play like volatile, you play like Cold Case and stuff, and then like because of the death rattle, your opponent is not killing them. So then like you go Deathborn, then yeah, the death rattles go off. It deals like 4 random damage and then like 2 AoE. But yeah, overall like I'm not like super impressed by 6 mana deal 2 AoE. Seems very janky, and it's like even I don't like Rancor either. Like Rancor is sometimes hard to set up, but this is even more expensive. We'll see. Apparently it was 2 OP at 5 mana, so they made it 6 at the end, or like close to the release or something. That's what I heard. Anyway, Vengeful Visage. Secret. After an enemy minion attacks your hero, summon a copy of it to attack enemy hero. I actually think this is kind of good. It's such a shame that it doesn't have a tag for like any, like not Frost or Arcane, or like if it was like Arcane, I think it would be really nice for the quest mage. Now it's like the only thing it really lasts is you can play it with quest, which could use some help. It's weird. Like, what deck does this go into? That is like my main issue, sort of. Like, what deck wants this? Because it's such a like a situational effect after an enemy minion attacks your hero. And you want it to be something big too, like, so let them have a big minion that attacks you. I don't know, I feel weird about this. I feel like even if you, let's say you get a 3/3, right? You get a 3 mana 3/3 and then you deal 3. Maybe it's not good after all. It's gonna be interesting when you like discover this from something else though. Like if you get it like randomly generated, it might be a really good like choice. I think you don't necessarily put this in your deck, but it is gonna be something that's very interesting if you let's set the mage god somewhere. Like, I don't know, if you get it from, let's say, like a Runedorp. You get it from Runedorp with your opponent having 1 big minion on the board. Or like, well, you can't get it from here, but I guess it's mostly Runedorp. If you're playing Quest, you could get it from like some other stuff too. You can get it from a Scorpion or from here. But I feel like it might not be good enough to put in the deck. It just doesn't really have like a deck that you want to put it in. Which deck wants this? I can't think of a deck. Alright, Elitist Snob. Battlecry, this is a Paladin one. For each Paladin card in your hand, randomly gain Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Rush, and Daunt. For each Paladin card. So this like supports the theme of like, the theme of like wanting to play a lot of Paladin cards. Like we had some in the previous expansion, right? We had the light ray. Costs 1 less for each paladin card played. That was like for each in your hand, but both kind of do the same thing, which for deck building, which is you want to have a lot of paladin cards. It is not like super impressive right now to me. Divine Shield, like the combination of these though is that like having the taunt, having the lifesteal, having Divine Shield, like the lifesteal rush taunt, like against aggro, I could see this being a pretty decent deck, like a choice, but I think that's a meta call. That this is a meta decision if you play this or not. If you're playing against a lot of demon hunters, like I guess it's pretty good. Like you heal for 3 immediately, you kill something, and then like your opponent, if they don't have a spell to kill it with direct, they have to use the weapon, and then you heal more, right? They have to hit it, so yeah, maybe in some certain metas, but it's kind of strange. Like if you top deck it later, or like you might not have the spells, or maybe you only get 2. Like having 4. No, but it's Paladin card. It's not just spells. It's not Paladin spells. It's Paladin card. 5 mana 3/4. This one is hard for me to like figure out. Because like 5 mana 3/4 stat line seems like pretty crap, right? I think the key is the lifesteal, really. Lifesteal is the key here. Like if you're in an aggro meta, then lifesteal is like so valuable. That's pretty much it. Like I can't imagine this would be like amazing. How can 5 mana 3/4 be amazing? With hand buffs? If you like hand buff it, I guess then like Divine Shield and Lifesteal, and they become like better. Because you get more value from Divine Shield and more value from Lifesteal. So in some kind of like lots of Paladin cards hand buff. We will see. I don't know yet. Alright, then I kind of talked about the KT already. I think it's gonna be really strong, even if you don't get that many. Will it go in every mage deck? It depends how good like the other like cards are. Like if Nightcloak Sanctum, like if there's more cards like this which are like auto include in every mage deck, which I think this is. I think this is auto include, but we'll see. I could be wrong, but I think it's auto include in every mage deck. If there's more of like those, which you just have to put in, like the KT is gonna be very, very strong. We have a bunch more. That's not all that. We get some Paladin cards. Okay, this is just one card. Buffet Big Gun. Summon 2 Silverhand recruits. Infuse 3. So infuse was if minions died on our side of the board. So they become +2 attack and Divine Shield. So if you don't have it infused, it's like 4/6 basically. I think the key about this card is if you have lots of infuse cards. If you have like other infuse cards. Because like spawning 3 bodies for 4 mana, like if you were playing like the new legendary or something, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think Castle Nathria is gonna be good in like non-druid, but if you're playing infuse cards of any sort, it's good to remember that this isn't just a card that benefits from getting infused. It's a card that infuses other cards. I think this is pretty powerful if you have lots of infuse. Because if you have any infuse cards, you don't feel bad like just playing it for 4/6. Like on curve it can be difficult sometimes, or as a top deck it can be difficult sometimes to like infuse this. But it's not necessarily the one that it gets infused, it's the one infusing. It does both things, so yeah, if infuse is good, this card is very good. Sous Chef. Death Rattle, add 2 Silverhand recruits to your hand. Okay, well that goes well with like the infuse team, right? And with the dude team as well. So that's gonna be like, you can play this on 1, and then you play 2 dudes on turn 2. 2/1. It's also a Paladin card if we're doing like Paladin synergy. I think the Silverhand recruits are also Paladin cards. So yeah, but it's Death Rattle, not Battle Cry to make it worse. Yeah, it's a synergy card. Like this card by itself is not like giga impressive. It's more about like what else are you playing. This can be good or it can be bad, depending on what else you're playing. And there's the legendary, Paladin legendary. So it seems like Dude Paladin is the Paladin mechanic, this one, because like all of these like kind of work with the Silverhand recruit. So give your next Silverhand recruit, you summon +3/+3 on this Death Rattle. So then like technically like the buff will exist forever, like if it doesn't get silenced, but then again, like, this can get silenced, and like, there's already a bunch of like starfishes. I am not super excited about this one. I don't think it's very good. I think that like starfish is so like efficient. This takes a long time, and like it requires potential like hero powering. I mean, I guess if you can play them for this, but even then, it seems really janky and like kind of like too fair. I don't think this does anything that's OP. Like in a meta with no silence in any deck, like yeah, you get good value, and it's 3 mana 3/3 by itself, but not like mega excited for it. New Paladin rare card, Great Hall. This is very good. So set the minions attack to 3, attack and health to 3. So this is not just for your dudes, although it's pretty good. Like it's like +2/+2 on your hero power. But you can also use this on your opponent's minions. Can you zoom in? Hold on. You can use it on your opponent's minions. So yeah, that can be kind of like a removal of many things too. It also can work pretty well with like if you have the weapon. Let's say you have the. This is actually not seeing any play, but I could imagine this being like kind of decent. Because in combination, like those two cards, you can kill 3 any minions, unless they have divine shields, of course, and stuff. So like weapon plus this could be like a kind of a strong combo. It's most likely gonna like be played in decks where you use it to buff your dudes, but I could imagine this going elsewhere too. At least as a 1 copy. These locations are not the greatest cards always to like play 2 copies of. But I think every Paladin deck will want to play at least 1. It's just too much value. How do you not get the value from this? Like, there will be enemy minions where you make them smaller. You get hero power. Your hero power is a 3/3. Like, you just can't really go wrong with this. Okay, new Hunter rare card. I have not seen this before. Give a friendly minion +2 attack. If it's a beast, give it rush. Wow. Another fantastic card. This is really strong. So even if you just play a 1-drop on turn 1, like, and then you follow up with this, you get like immediately 2 face damage. Giving any beast rush can be super powerful as well. And like the thing about the location is you can play this 1 turn before you play the beast. So like it's not like you need to pay 2 extra mana to give a rush, because it's like distributed over 2 turns. I think this is pretty good. A lot of the beasts already do have a rush though. But this is good with like, if you have any, is there any like divine shields you can play? If you're playing at the mech one. If you play the 1/1 like divine shield mech, that would be kind of interesting. This one might not be good. I'm not sure, because Hunter is really like tight on cards sometimes, that you like, if you spend 1 card on something, then your hand goes empty and stuff. And if the beasts already have rush, then you kind of like need to get something to stick. I think it's good, but we'll see. Alright, last card, neutral legendary card, Sire Denatrius. I think this is gonna be amazing in Druid. I think this is a really, really good Druid card. Because when you think about like Scale of Onyxia, so the way the infuse works is that like you can infuse this like unlimited times. So if you have like 10 minions die, then it deals 15 damage as battle cry, and it's divided. So it's like Mask of Man. It's not like Mortresh. It's like a 1/1. I think 10 mana is too bad for like non-mana cheating classes. I think that's way too expensive. And it's still like janky. Like if you top deck, if you draw this early, yeah, it grows big. But then like you have a dead card in your hand until turn 10. And like if you draw it on turn 10, which you normally want to do with your 10 mana cards, then like it's not infused. I think this will be really good in like Celestial Druid. Remember, chat? Celestial Druid and Druid in general has cards like Scale of Onyxia. I think this is a disgusting combo. You play Scale of Onyxia the turn before you play them, because this is 7 minions that will all die. This is the perfect card, literally the perfect card to play with the Denatrius. Scale of Onyxia Denatrius. That's a really good combo, and you can play it on like turn 7 or turn 8 instead of turn 10. Or if you like. Sometimes you can align and then like you heal back to full. Like you can align and then you go like whelps into Denatrius. Sometimes you go low, right? Like 1 mana after the alignment. It's such a powerful card. I think it's gonna be amazing in Druid, but I think it's gonna suck everywhere else. Card looks bad. I agree, except for Druid. I think for Druid it's very, very good. But we'll see. Like with the scale and even like raid boss on Onyxia, like maybe you could play awesome. I don't know. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but I think that's gonna go in alignment. It's gonna be really good. Because like you can play alignment, and then if you don't die, like just playing a 10/10 and healing a bunch, it's pretty fine. Compare it to Cartoon, lol. I don't want to do a Cartoon comparison because I think Cartoon would suck in 2022. If we because it's kind of like, because Cartoon, if you remember Cartoon, like, oh, it was pretty strong, right? Like Cartoon, like some players might remember Cartoon as a strong card, so I feel like we might get a little bit carried away here. Which Cartoon? This Cartoon or the other Cartoon? So Cartoon was playable back in its time, but the thing is that I don't think Cartoon would be like any good now. Like at all. I think Cartoon would absolutely suck. Like playing 2 mana 2/3s to do nothing else and like trying to survive the turn 10. I think this card, there's been so much power creep. I think it's total trash. So like, the Nathrius has to be like way better to be actually played. And yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I think it's a Druid card. Ramp Druid, Celestial Druid. Okay, that's pretty much it.